The Michigan unemployment system is very clearly overloaded. From drop calls to people still waiting for money, it seems the agency just was not prepared for massive layoffs.
And frustrated workers are now calling on their lawmakers, who are now taking those same questions to the man in charge of the agency. Tonight, Fox 17 problem solver Ryan Cummings digs into their concerns.
It hit us like lightning.
Steve Gray is the director of Michigan's Unemployment Insurance Agency.
My staff has worked mandatory overtime, day and night, many 7 days a week.
Last Wednesday, he went in front of the Joint Select Committee on the COVID-19 pandemic. The bipartisan group had a lot of questions for his agency.
Business owners, caseworkers, are they all calling into the same line?
So you said it would take weeks to get a response to those MyWAM messages. Is it still weeks?
So I'm a new hire, and I'm doing the best I can on phones, but I naturally need more backup, either a mentor or supervision. What does that look like now that they're working remotely?
One question that was asked several times, did Governor Whitmer warn UIA that it was about to be flooded with claims before she shut businesses down? And if so, when did the agency know? And was it enough time to prepare?
When did the governor contact you so you and your team could prepare for that March 23rd order?
So I think I've been asked that question. This will be the third time now from this group, and I can say that we've been in constant contact with the governor's office and through our executive leadership team at Leo. My director is on the cabinet, and so we've been in constant contact from the very beginning.
So were you given heads up on the day before?
If you look at the date of the executive order that came out, which I believe was March 15th, so we were already in conversations. Prior to that, we had an executive order that came out that addressed the COVID eligibility requirements.
So you were prepping a week before then?
Going back and looking at the timeline, we had seen the governor take action with restaurants. So we had already begun to see kind of that effect. Obviously, none of us live in a bubble, and the healthcare situation was quickly changing, and we're not healthcare experts, but we knew it was going to have an impact.
Another big issue constantly being sent into Fox 17, calls being dropped after people finally get through.
There's so many people that are saying that they call, they're on the line, they get through the 2.5 hours or longer. There's some kind of prompt that someone's about to talk to them, and then it hangs up. Have you heard anything about why that seems to be happening so frequently?
I had not heard that was happening, that the people that were making it into hold and were actually sitting on hold and not getting a call back. So that's definitely something that I need to look into.
But 2 weeks earlier, that issue was brought up to the agency during a Fox 17 Facebook Live with Deputy Director Kimberly Berry.
Last time we spoke, you said that once people are in the queue, they will be answered by the end of the day, and workers won't leave until everybody in the queue is taken care of. People say that that's a lie, and it's not working.
That's not the case from our side. From our side, everyone in that queue, and I'm watching it myself, and so at the end of the day, everyone in that queue does get service. I have been also seeing where people indicate that they're not even able to get to the queue. They stay on hold and it's hung up before they even make it there. So they may not have gotten to the part that I'm speaking of, to where they're actually in the queue.
Fox 17 gets dozens of unemployment emails a day asking for help. Brian says, we have tried Whitmer's office. Additional elected officials, absolutely nothing. Rachel writes, please help. I have kids to feed and take care of. My $7 a month of food stamps is not doing me justice, and I'm out of resources. And it's also frustrating for Robert, who says almost 2 months later with no income, and I've sent multiple letters and emails and can't get through by phone.
6 to 8 weeks. Some of them still haven't gotten it. What do I tell them? How longer are they going to have to wait?
There shouldn't be, as soon as I say that, there shouldn't be anybody out there 8 weeks. You're going to bring somebody to me with 8 weeks. If they're out there 8 weeks, I'd like to know about them.
The UIA has pulled workers from all over state government to help with claims. It had more than 1,750 people as of May 13th. But a big issue is training the new hires fast enough.
What happens is when you put those, basically untrained, telephone contractors on the phone, they can take claims, which is important. They can help with lockout issues, and then they can tell people what the status of their case is, right? They can explain that to them. But other than that, you know, and what they really want when the person calls is, and most of the people that are calling, it's because they haven't, you know, they haven't been paid. And so they can't solve that problem.
Laid-off workers are paid through Michigan's Unemployment Trust Fund. Money comes from state unemployment taxes or reimbursements paid by employers. Workers do not contribute to it. Before the pandemic, the fund had $4.6 billion. As of April 16th, Gray says it was down to $4.2 billion. A majority of the money being paid out now is pandemic assistance from the federal government.
My question to you is, what can the legislature do, either by changing law, providing more access to funding? What can we do to help?
The answers ranged from adding new rules for employers during the base period to working with businesses on employer-filed claims.
We will probably need legislative action on codifying the extension from 20 to 26 weeks.
The UIA agrees that the system needs an upgrade and has to be more user-friendly. Gray says the department is talking with companies about how to improve the call center, and it's even looking into a text message option. It's also currently working with Microsoft on a chatbot to take some of the pressure off the phone system. But no matter the struggles, Gray says that he is doing the best he can.
You don't have to feel sorry for me, but I've lost 10 pounds. And I sleep about 5 hours. You know, that's what my life has been committed to. It is paying people that are eligible.
For Problem Solvers, I'm Ryan Cummings, Fox 17 News.
And lawmakers will be holding a similar hearing on Thursday with the UIA director's boss. The agency launched a new portal where lawmakers can check on claims and help provide updates. So if you still have issues, you can contact your state senator or representative. Also very important to note here, if you still are waiting from a call back from the unemployment agency, your caller ID will show an 866 number. So if you're waiting, don't ignore that number. And whether it's unemployment or another issue that you need to look into, call the Fox 17 Problem Solvers at the number right there on your screen. You can also send a message to problemsolvers@fox17online.com.